Hello students, good morning all of you. Welcome to my channel CC Thakur. Today we will start a new chapter, that is chapter number 13, Gitamrutam, the nectar of Gita. Here this chapter is a collection of stanza from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is written by Ved Vyas, or you can say Vyas, and the story is based on Mahabharata. Let me tell you, this book is consisting of 700 slokas. In all 700 slokas, Lord Krishna gives advice to Arjun. When Arjun was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was supposed to fight with Kauravas by the advice of Krishna. Then he was not ready to fight with his elders, relatives. That is why he got confused, he got dejected. Besides, he felt unhappiness. And Krishna, taking this opportunity, wanted to advise him about the duty of a Kshatriya. So he told different concept of life to Arjun. He explained, he narrated different concept of life to Arjun through Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is a direct words, that is preachings of Krishna to Arjun. So this chapter is having 6 stanzas. All stanzas are from different chapters, and all those stanzas are very important for us. And this chapter is very important because of 2 reasons. One is directly we have to translate, and one question it is there compulsorily in this syllabus. We have to translate and expand the idea and write a moral. So that we are talking about now, expand the idea. So children were asking me which chapters are there for expand the idea. That we have already discussed chapter number 7, and here it is chapter number 13, and 2 more chapters ahead, 18 and 20, last chapter. So all 4 chapters are for expand the idea. In this, what we are supposed to do? We have to write answers in 3 steps. One is translation, only translation, and second part is expansion. I mean, you have to write something more than the translation. You have to write something more than the translation, and finally we have to write a moral. So in each and every stanza, I will be explaining to you what you are supposed to do and what not. Okay. So children, you have to write answer in 3 steps and give the title for each answer. If you are writing translation, write translation. If you are writing expansion, give the title expansion, and at last write moral. And moral should not be more than 1 or 2 sentences for each answer. Okay. So we'll start this chapter. In first part, we'll discuss 4 stanzas. In second part, we'll discuss 2 stanzas, and remaining video we'll discuss about exercise. So before you watch the video, subscribe to my channel if you have not done it, and share it among your friends. It is helpful for you only, not for me. During exam you are facing lots of problem. You are finding where to get this video, how to request to sir, because now pandemic COVID-19 is going on. So you people are at home, so you must subscribe to my channel. So anytime I publish any video, you can get it notification. So it is easy to learn. Let's start the first answer. Whatever introduction I gave, it is not necessary in expansion. In expansion, you have to write expansion of that stanza, not the introduction. Introduction for only our knowledge sake. Okay. The first stanza. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमान शरीरे. This stanza talks about Atma. Atma means soul. The soul never dies. No jayate, it is not born. No mriyate, no is common for all, both. Mriyate, it does not die. Neither it is born, nor it dies. Kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita na bhuya. It never existed, nor it will be existing again. Na kabhi tha, na kabhi baar baar aayega. Atma never is born, nor it dies, neither it existed, nor it will be existing again. Aja, third line. Aja, it has no birth. Nitya, it is permanent. Shashwata, it is eternal, and there is no difference between Nitya and Shashwat. Ayam Purana. If it is done, it will be Ayam Purana. It is very old. So this Atma is Aja. It has no birth. It is permanent. It is eternal, and it is very old. And very important line is the last line. No hanyate hanyamana sarire. Even though sarira means body. Even the body is hanyamana. Even the body is killed. No jayate. Even the body is killed. Then no hannati, does not die. Atma does not die. Body is killed, but Atma never dies. I repeat the translation. Neither it is born, nor it dies, neither it is existed in the past, nor it will be existing again and again. It has no birth, it is permanent, it is eternal, and it is very old. Even though body is killed, it does not die. This is the translation. Okay. So this, after learning translation, you have to write now expansion. So what is written in bracket in the stanza? 2.20. I mean second chapter of Bhagavad Gita and stanza number 20. This is the reference. So in this stanza, Lord Krishna wants to say to Arjun, one should not worry about the life. One should not worry about his death. So in that connection, he speaks about Atma. What he says? As the self is eternal, hence free from modification, it is said that all the attributes, I mean the birth and death, it does not touch the self. Self never dies, whether it is born or death. Okay? So he passes the statement, it is never born, it never dies. I mean it is present forever. It is understood that death which is experienced by a person, by all the bodies, do not touch the self, do not touch the soul. Okay? So he gives a clear-cut idea. You should not worry about your death. Your death will not, your body will die, but your Atma will never die. So you should not worry about your Atma or the death. Okay? The external soul is never killed, even the body is killed or body dies. Okay? And body is consisting of material existence, but birth and death are beyond the Atma. Atma is beyond birth and death. So it has nothing to do with the body. Atma remains free from the body. So here the Krishna, Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord Krishna, by declaring the external soul is not born nor it dies, confirms that absence of any birth, and by declaring the external soul does not die, confirm that absence of any destruction. I mean it has no destruction. Atma never dies. So these things you are writing about only soul. It is something we can add more also. So now moral, very important. This should be written either in one sentence or in sentence 2. Atma or self is beyond all the changes and it is eternal. Changes means birth and death. These are changes. Changes means that climatic change, environmental change. It does not affect Atma. So what is the moral? Atma or self is beyond all the changes and it is eternal. So this is to be written in moral. Now stanza number 2. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवम जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्यर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Here Arjuna was worried about his death. Okay, he is thinking about his own death as well as the death of his own relatives. So Krishna confirms him by in this stanza in chapter number 2, stanza number 27. He says, Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu. Jatasya, one is born. Dhruva mrityu, mrityu is certain. Death is certain for one who is born. जिसका जन्म है मृत्यु निश्चित है. And ध्रुवम जन्म मृतस्य च. And one who has died has definitely rebirth. I mean it is a cycle. I repeat. One who is born, death is certain for him. One who is born, death is certain for him. And one who has died, his rebirth is certain. One who is born, death is certain for him, and one who has died, rebirth is must for him. Tasmat, after knowing this concept, Tasmat, he clarifies, Tasmat, therefore, अपरिहार्यर्थे, this cannot be avoided. अपरिहार्य, जिसको हम अवॉइड नहीं करते थे. I mean in the matter of unavoidable, त्वम, O Arjun, त्वम, you. सोचितुम न रसी, यू आर नॉट सपोज टू वरी अबाउट द थिंग्स विच कैन नेवर अवॉइडेड, जो हमारे हाथ में है हम सोच सकते हैं, इसको अवॉइड कर सकते हैं, बट द डेथ एंड बर्थ कैन नॉट बी अवॉइडेड, so you should not be worried about the things which cannot be avoided. Arjun was confused. Arjun was thinking whether I should kill them or not. So Krishna confirms, you should not worry about them because you cannot avoid death or birth. One who is born has certainly death, and one who has died has certainly takes rebirth. Therefore, it is unavoidable. So you should not worry about. So Krishna advice. This is translation. After writing translation, what you are supposed to write? Expansion. Krishna advises Arjun, saying that anyone who is born has to die, and the dead have to be reborn. I mean, one who has died has to take rebirth. Knowing this, you must not grieve. You must not worry. In this world, which is constantly changing, your job is to do what you have to do. Do not be concerned with the result. Okay? A surgeon must operate the patient. If you worry about the whether the patient will survive or die, he will not be able to operate the patient. So a doctor has to be free from the death or survival. Arjun is a here warrior fighter. His duty is to fight with the righteous war. धर्म के साथ उसको लड़ाई करना काम है. He should not worry about the thing. It's a good example of doctor. When doctor wants to operate a patient, he should not worry about the patient whether he will survive or will die. If he thinks about, he can operate the patient. So Arjun has to take that role. So Arjun has to face this situation. Okay. So whether it is wrong or right he does not need to worry about. Okay. So Arjun has not made even the most basic assessment that the battle is there. It is for the death. Okay. So this thing talks about life's cycle, that is birth and death. So Arjun should not worry about that. So what you are supposed to write moral? Birth and death are the cycle of human life. They are unavoidable. So need not worry for the same. I repeat, moral is birth and death are the cycle of human life and they are unavoidable. So need not worry for the same. So this much only to write in moral. Okay. So I have written also here expansion translation I have given, and you can go through this. I am going to provide you PDF also. I am not reading it out. You can pause your video here. You can read it out, or you can write from the PDF. Now we will proceed to stanza number 3. We will discuss only 4 stanzas. This is third stanza. कर्मण्ये वाधिकारेस्तु मा फलेतु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भु माते संगस्व कर्मणि. This is stanza number 39 from second chapter. So 2.39. I mean stanza number 39 from chapter number 2. Karmanne vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadatar. You must have heard this sloka from different sources in several times. Karmani eva adhikaraste. Krishna says to Arjuna, Karmani, in doing action, eva only, adhikaraste. You have right to perform the duty. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Never in the result. What is going to happen? You are nothing. You have no right to think about. You have only right to perform the duty. ड्यूटी करना आपका काम है. रिजल्ट क्या होगा? नो नीड टू वेरी अबाउट. माँ कर्म फल हेतु भू. इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वन. कर्म फल हेतु माँ भू. माँ मीन्स नॉट. डू नॉट बिकम द कॉज of the result of the action. You have to read it in reverse. Let me say you. Second line. Karma phala means result of action. Hetu means cause. Bhu means do not become. Do not become the cause of the result of action. I mean, what is going to happen? You should not become the medium. You should not be cause of this action. And it means after performing some duty, you are worried about the result. So you are trying in different sources what should be my result. So you should not be the cause of the result of your action. And last warning to Arjun, Mate Sangha Stvakarmani. After thinking that person, if I will not worried about the result, and I have only right to perform duty, and I should not be cause of the result of action, and why should I do my duty? Why should I do my duty? Then here Krishna gives a warning. No, 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 not like this. Te sanga, your attachment, अकर्मणि मास्तु should not be there with inaction. I mean, patwar chhod ke baith jana. It should be away from the duty. It should not happen. I mean, your attachment should not be there with inaction. I mean, your attachment should be there with action. I mean, always you keep on doing the action, doing the duty. I repeat, you have only right to perform the duty, not in the result. You should not become the cause of the result of your action, and your attachment, your association should not be there with inaction. I mean, your attachment should be there with action, with performing the duty. Okay? So, this stanza in Bhagavad Gita has a great role for us. Nowadays, we are all are thinking about the result. We are worried much more about the result, what happens, what will happen. We never think about past karma. We never think about the our deeds. We always are worried about the result. So simply, children, just believe in your action, believe in your efforts. Just keep on doing your duty. Okay. So this thing to explain. Arjun was worried about the result. What is going to happen after participating in the war? So Krishna confirms him, and you don't become the cause. Don't think about the result. Just keep on doing your duty as thinking that it is as a duty, and thinking that your people, your relatives will be killed, they will be in problem, they will be at loss. Thinking that your attachment will be within action, you will leave the work and sit. Don't do that. Okay. So here moral to write is performing action is more important than worrying about its result. What is important? Performing the action, performing the duty is more important than worrying about the result. We much more problem is with all the human beings. We are worried about the result. We don't think about how to perform the action perfectly. So moral you have to write is performing action is more important than worrying about its result. Okay. So if any query, you can contact me also later on. Now last stanza of this video. श्रद्धावान लभते ज्ञानम तत्परः संयतेन्द्रिय ज्ञानम लब्धा पराम शांति मचिरेण अधिगच्छति. It is taken from 39th stanza of 4th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Here Krishna wants to confirm who can do this type of action, or who should not be worried about the result. One who has knowledge. So knowledge is required, and why, how the person will get the knowledge, and why knowledge is required. So in this stanza, Krishna confirms why knowledge is required. Why should earn knowledge? Okay. He says, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Shraddhavan, who is fit to get knowledge, who deserves to get knowledge? Shraddhavan, one who has faith. Faith in himself, faith in oneself, faith on oneself, and faith in God. That person only labhate jnanam gets knowledge. I mean, one who has faith on himself gets knowledge. And what else? What is the another component aspect of getting knowledge? Tatpara Samjatendriya. Next requirement for getting knowledge is Samjatendriya, one who has control over the senses. I mean, one who has faith and one who has control, Samjatendriya, control over senses, gets knowledge. Okay. So to get the knowledge, two qualifications are required. That is, one is faith, second is Samjatendriya. One who has faith and one who has control over senses, that person only gets knowledge. Tatpara means next. Okay. And what is the use of knowledge? Jnanam labdhva, after getting knowledge, parasamti, the eternal peace, achirena, very shortly, adhigachati, man gets. After getting the knowledge, man immediately gets eternal peace, final peace. That is the last requirement, last destination of human being. So I repeat the stanza once again. One who has faith, one who has control over senses, gets knowledge, and after getting knowledge, jnanam labdha, after getting knowledge, what happens to him? Param Santi achirena adhigachati. He gets Param Sati, eternal peace, achirena, very subtly. I mean, once you get the knowledge, and once you have control over senses, then you get the knowledge, and after getting knowledge, you get the peace, because you will understand what to do and what not to do. Man gets dissatisfied, man gets frustration because he is not knowing what to do and what not to do. So that is the essential thing for life, how to get the peace. Okay, the doors of all the knowledge is revealed within the heart of those who engage conflicting faith. I mean, one should not have any conflict in his faith and devotion towards Guru and God. Then he gets knowledge. So these are the things how to get knowledge. Okay. So Krishna introduced the concept of knowledge here, which is required to get peace in his life, and Arjun was the immediate cause. Arjun was required to know this because he was confused about this. Okay, these things too you have to write in expansion. Now moral is faith is prior qualification. What you have to write in moral? Faith is prior qualification to get knowledge. Faith and control over senses. Faith and control over senses are the prior qualification, are the important aspect to get knowledge. This thing to be written in moral. Okay, children. So you have to learn from the PDF translation I have provided. So if any queries, please contact me and complete the homework in notebook without fail. Write it. If you don't understand, watch the video again and again till you get full-fledged idea. Okay. If any query, please contact me. And thank you very much for watching this video. Have a nice time. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.